Good morning, Franklin Vipers. Today's Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025. You're going to have all of your odd classes today, so let's get ready. This is the Viper News Update. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So we have to do just a quick announcement this morning in regards to responsibility. We've had multiple kids coming in without their badges. And so we've given you kind of like a 3-week opportunity to figure out your routines at home so that those badges come back to school. They're required for lunch. They're required to get onto campus, and they're required for the bus. So if you don't have your badge, you'll have to come and get one. And it's going to be an automatic lunch detention until you bring the original badge back. Also, we've noticed that there have been quite a few of you who have not brought a backpack to school. A backpack is a mandatory school supply because you carry your computer and your 3-ring binder all day. And that's the best way to keep things organized and safe. So if you need a backpack and you don't have one or you lost it, you need to come by the office so that we can help support that. So enough with that. A week at a glance, we are at Wednesday. Today we have cross-country practice. And we have a lot of sports events happening at Franklin tonight. We have volleyball, varsity JV and C. You're going to be a home game against Winograd. And then our volleyball D team is on the road to Winograd. Football is a home event against Heath. So come out and support your Viper athletes. It'll be a good time for everybody. Thursday, we have Crochet Club, Board Game Club, Cross Country. You're going to have a meet at the Pooter Learning Center, and it's called the Toynton Invite. So we're wishing you the best of luck. Volleyball and football practice after school. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, LULAC is back from 4 to 5. I'll have a little slide on that here in a minute. Friday is a no uniform day. It's called Fun Food Friday. Concession stand will be available during recess. We have volleyball and football practice. And then on Saturday, we have volleyball open gym from 9 to 11 and football practice from 8 to 9:30. So if you need to put any of these dates in your planner, teachers, this would be a great time to pause to have scholars write down in their planner or making sure that their planner is out so that they can get these important dates if they're a part of any of these events. The Viper Cafe today is serving the delicious beef tamale bake or you can have the turkey cheese sandwich or a sun butter and jelly sandwich. For tomorrow for breakfast, you can enjoy the French toast sticks and apple juice. So let's talk about Fun Food Friday. It's one of our big fundraisers that we do here. So we're going to open our concession stand 2 Fridays a month during recess as part of our to raise money for you all to go on field trips. So if you bring cash, you can buy a snack. NWEA celebrations, those are going to be scheduled for September 9th. So remember, if your score went up in math or reading, you're invited to the ice cream social. If your score went up in both from last spring, you are invited to the ice cream social and then 30 minutes of just free time. So those invitations will be coming out to you hopefully by Friday or tomorrow, possibly, depends. We're working on getting those makeups finished, and we're kind of holding out for that, but you can expect it for sure on Friday. Do you know Franklin's core values? So we talked about this yesterday. It's an acronym. It's Leaders Rise. So it's leadership, and then that R is responsibility, I is integrity, S is scholarship, and E is empathy. How you doing on memorizing that? Remember, it's Leaders Rise. Leadership, responsibility, integrity, scholarship, and empathy. I'm going to stop you when I see you and see if you can do the shout out of our core values. So it's time to make sure that while you're in your planner, you need to update that planner. Remember, this is an exercise for the front part of your brain to get organized. So you're going to cross off things that you've finished, highlight things that you've missed. If you've missed school, then you need to touch base with your teacher to find out what you missed. It's not okay to not make up that work. So you'll get a grade, you'll get a 0 or a missing grade. We also sent out the missing assignments report to teachers on Tuesday, and I believe your guardians or parents received a phone call, an automated message from the school if you have missing assignments. So next week, we are going to start after school tutoring and Saturday schools coming up next week. So get stuff in so that you're not invited to those events. So we talked about LULAC just a few minutes ago. It is officially back, and it's going to be in room 11 every Thursday right after school. The first meeting is going to be this Thursday, September 4th, and it's going to be with Mrs. Hernandez. So if you were a part of LULAC or you want to be a part of LULAC, skip on down there tomorrow after school and join. It's a fun club. They do a lot of fun things throughout the school year. Venom announces its winter musical. It's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer Jr. So we already had our afternoon auditions yesterday, but we have auditions today after school from 4 to 4:30 and tomorrow after school from 4 to 4:30 in the choir room. And then tomorrow morning, if you hadn't had a chance, you can also come at 7:45 to 8:15 in the choir room for that final audition. Get out and support Venom. It's fun. Train your brain to memorize lines and songs, and it'll be a good time for everybody. We cannot forget Crochet Club. It starts tomorrow. It's kicking off after school from 4 to 5:30 in room 23. All skill levels are welcome. So if you're not very good or you don't even know how to crochet, but you're curious, show up in room 23 right after school, and somebody will be there to support you and show you a different way to do yarn. And hopefully we'll have some kind of a community service project that comes out of Crochet Club this year. I'm looking forward to seeing all that you create. Sports eligibility. This is like a common slide. You're going to see it probably every single day. If you want to play, you got to pay it up in the classroom and make sure you don't have any Fs. The only way that you would be excluded from an event, after school sporting event, would be if you have one F. If you have if you have more than one F, you can only play with one F, and that's not even satisfactory, but that's school policy, that's district policy. So we're going to go ahead and follow that. But at the end of the day, you should have no Fs and no missing assignments. That's what you need to strive for. So again, after school tutoring and Saturday school are coming up. Athletes, the expectation is that you are passing really all of your classes, but eligibility is going to run, and then we're going to see who's not able to play next week, which will be a bummer. So make sure you're talking to your teachers. All right, guys, cell phones and earbuds need to be tucked away. This is a no cell phone building, and they need to be tucked away in your backpack. I don't want to see you walking around with your cell phone in your back pocket because I'll take it. So, and then you'll have to come to the office and grovel to the secretary to try to get it back. Anywho, make sure those are tucked away. We're here for learning, and so let's get started. That's all for the daily announcements. Have a great day, Vipers.